Hey there, friends. Welcome back to another Build Thoughts episode. It's been a bit since we've done one of these. This is probably one of the bigger ones that we're going to do. This is the Imperial Star Destroyer from 2014. It's an older set at this point. Great set, by the way. Um, and yeah, I have done a review on it. Um, I think I did an okay job. It's one of my longer videos, so if you want to see the actual review, I go in depth, but I'm going to take a look at the build here. Um, and it's pretty cool. I love this thing. It's very, very cool. And it has a great selection of figures, too. This may be the last time you're going to see it on the channel, though. Uh, just because I have plans to sell it. As great as it is, I've had so many, like, hours of play with this thing, and it was awesome getting it Christmas morning. I think I want another set more. You guys probably know which one I'm talking about. You voted for it, and yeah, that I'm hopefully that turns out. If not, it is what it is. But this is a great ship. It's so big. I had to zoom out the camera because it's one of the larger ones. It is not my largest set though. It used to be. In terms of pieces, I think it's 1,000. Uh, three something. I don't remember. But it is that. It adds a lot to it. The indie diorama is now my biggest set in terms of pieces, and it is a little bit longer than this set, so that technically makes it bigger. But yeah, it's a Star Destroyer. You know what it is. It's great, but building it is not the greatest because all it is a giant mass of black, light gray, dark gray. That's about it. And that's the Empire. That's their color scheme, right? It makes sense. The Falcon is like that too. I don't have a Millennium Falcon, but someday I'll get one. If they make one based off of Empire specifically, that is it. That will be it for me. I think they've done one before. They definitely made one based on Empire some years ago. I think it was 2004, I want to say. But that was obviously long ago. But yeah, this is the remake. So this is 2014. This is not the original, which is from 2007. 2007. Yeah, that one has a lot more playability, but it looks worse. This one looks a lot better, but it doesn't have as many play features. If that makes sense. You can see obviously the missile shooters, which are this was 2014. So this is when Lego started introducing the spring shooter bricks, which are really cool. Um, and obviously you can shoot it, you know, it's pretty straightforward. What I really like is on the back of the model, there is a place for extra ammo. So you can see right there, a couple of extra bolts. So if you lose them, you get some extra ones. And if you lose those, well, hopefully you have others. Speaking of this is a very. They've been doing this a lot with larger builds, and this is obviously a very large build, so they decided to put a Technic handle in here. And it looks weird, kind of. Like you can see the axle, the red axle. It's not really the greatest, but when you lift it up, you can shake it around and it's very strong. The Falcon has one as well. Some of the other Star Destroyers, like the First Order one, I think that was 2017. That one has one too. So pretty much every big ship set has one of these handles, which is very handy because you don't want this thing dropping and shattering. The Slave One has one. Some other ones do, like the shuttles and stuff, the gunships, stuff like that. It's very nicely designed, so it just goes back with gravity. Yeah, one other feature on the outside are these cannons, which are very nicely designed. You can see they're very lovely to look at, in my opinion. And there's a thing on the back. You can see this like grill. If you move that, these cannons will start to shoot, or not shoot, but like move, which is really cool. It's very nice. It works on the same side on the other side. That makes sense. It looks great for sure. They look great. I can best describe this set as micro scale on the outside. So it's not minifigure scale. So if I take a figure, um, I guess I can take this one here. So here's a minifig. Obviously, this is what they look like next to it. It's not this. The outside is not designed for minifig scale. It's meant to be smaller scale, but on the inside, that's minifig scale. So if that makes any sense, like that is, you'll see. Um, but there is lots of cool details. I talked about most of this in the review. The tower is really cool. The main section, the command tower, it's got a sticker on the front right here. And it just looks very nice. It's built cool too. It's like a bunch of hinges put together and upside down building, which is really, really cool. It got some like crystal ball pieces, and you can see the back of it is pretty uniform. You can see a tiny bit of the inside. I think the inside is the best part of this for sure. The outside is great, but it's just a little bit plain. If you know, that's how the Empire rolls, okay? That's how they do things. It's very uniform, very monochromatic, not very interesting, but that's how they roll. So you can see the engines as well, very nice blue glow. I don't know if I want to show the bottom of this thing. It's flat. It's extremely flat, so it can sit on a shelf. Unfortunately, this did not come with a display stand, which I think is kind of lame, but it's not, like, terrible. It just would have been nice, you know? I don't think any sets really come with a display stand. It's rare. You don't really see it that much, which is kind of lame, but, oh, whatever, it's fine. But I think it's time to get to the inside. It's kind of like a two-part process, so this whole chunk of... This is one giant chunk of build. Like, it is very, thick. This entire section takes a long time to build. And it's really cool. You can see lots of, like, little window details and lights and the cannons. And it's just connected by two hinges. And it just sits there. It's just gravity, which is kind of cool. I think most of the Star Destroyers have this design. I think the latest one that they did in the play set scale was the First Order one. That one's cool for sure. I like that one for sure. And that's how that looks. And then there's another part where you just do that. And it's like a pancake, basically. And then you can see... I have all the figures in here. Because why not? I try to keep it as, like, complete as possible. There's a lot going on in here. Even though there's not a lot of play... There's not, like, any play features in here. Which I think is fine. You don't really need that. But it would have been nice to have something. The original set had an escape pod, which is cool. Like, you push a button and it, like, flies out the bottom. That was cool. But it also meant that it was not that stable. So, you know, you gotta... I guess this is better than having a janky build. You can see the command bridge right down here. Lots of stickers, which it wasn't terrible putting these on, but also it was kind of repetitive. So, yeah, lots of Technic, too. All these Technic parts connect the wing panels on the top. You know, you don't want those things flying off, right? Command bridge is nice. You can have figures walking down. Very nice. You can see a couple of figures here. There's the, what is his name? The Navy Trooper. And he's right there. And then there's a crew member right here. And if we move on, here, this is a much bigger area here. This back section. You can see there's a mouse droid. We've got a officer looking at the hologram. This is really cool. I want to show this because this is a diagram of the Death Star, which is really cool. I think it's like showing a section of the trench, which is really cool. And it's just really, that sticker is fantastic. It's probably the best one. And then you've got the hologram of the Emperor. And then you got Darth Vader, of course. I gotta show him. And I think this was the last year that they did the old helmet. So this 2014, this is the last Vader with the original helmet. And then the face is so weird. It's so weird. But it's really cool, Darth Vader. I like this old helmet. I do think it is kind of outdated at this point, which is why I'm sure you know that they updated it. which I think is much nicer, but this one is still great. It's a little weird though because Darth Vader never, like, I guess this is like him visiting another Star Destroyer. Like, it's a little weird because this is not his ship. It's not his flagship. It's just a regular destroyer. So I guess he's making a cameo, you know, which is kind of cool. Lots of ugly Technic. It's fine. It doesn't look terrible. It just looks Technic-y, which it is what it is. Let me move this aside. You can see the other two figures, two stormtroopers. They're like guarding nothing. They're just there. They're just guarding that panel. A lot of empty space, which is all right. And then last feature, I guess, is this little thing. It looks like a droid, but it's actually not. It's a gun rack, which is kind of cool. So yeah, if you want to put like a gun or something on there, you can do that. And then lastly, there is these things here. I think these are what keep the whole build on, because these little Tecton pieces here, I think that's what they rest on. Otherwise, it would just fly off. So yeah, I mean, that's really it for the build. It's a great build. It reminds me of the Millennium Falcon so much, just because of all the paneling and stuff. Someday I'll have a Falcon. I'm like, if I were to get one, it would be the Force Awakens Falcon, because that movie is fantastic and that version is great. Just the figures and the way that they changed it. It's expensive, of course, but if I ever could get a good deal on it, that'd be nice. Because that's probably the Falcon I would want. Although I would prefer if they made one based on Empire. Because that in the most action scenes happen in Empire with the Falcon. So I think that would be nice. You know, it's up to them. If they're going to do another Falcon, I'm guessing they're going to do one from A New Hope. But it just depends. They do a Falcon every like 5-10 years. So we'll just have to wait. The last Falcon they did was for Rise of Skywalker, which I don't like that movie. It's a long story, but let's put this set back together. What's nice about these panels is they kind of sit in place, so at a certain point they'll click and just stay, which is nice, and it leaves this big hole, but then that hole is filled with this big build, Chunko build. Yeah, that just sits there, and it's so nice to look at for sure. And this is a play set, although it looks great enough as a display set. I have displayed it before many times on my shelf. It's just so big that it takes up a lot of the space, and I've gotten new sets since this one. So, unfortunately, there's no real way for me to display this unless I put it up top. Maybe I can display it for a little bit longer, I think. But yeah, that's it. That's it for the Imperial Star Destroyer. Let me know what you guys think of this one. Do you prefer the 2007 one, or do you guys like the First Order version? I think there's good things about all of them. What's nice is all of them come with great figure selections, like at least 5 or 6, you know, which is nice. Because you want a lot of figures inside. I think I've done a video on the First Order one. I think. I haven't done one on the 2007 one. I probably should. I think you guys would enjoy that. But let me know what you think. That's about it. Thanks for watching. I will see you for the next one. Next Build Thoughts very soon. Thanks once again. Have a great day.